Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mentor Monday on a 14th of November, 2022. I'm J. Michael Smith, and my host and co-host today is Claudia from up in Canada. I live in Texas, USA, and it's always fun. And when I'm getting invited to be on these Mentor Mondays, it's it's actually how I start my week off. I had one other meeting earlier this morning, but this is the meeting that I love to start my Monday week, and the whole week. And it's just it's always on my calendar. And we'll talk about that today as far as the theme of today's meeting, goals and setting goals. And I use a calendar. That's part of action planning. But about me, I've been with For Life now since 2015. I've been an independent businessman all my life. I was a restaurateur for over 40 years, owning restaurants in Hawaii, California, and Colorado. And now I am on this team, and a great international business. That's what I love about For Life is that we are international. So that's a little bit about me. I'm married. My wife, Judy, and I live here in Tyler, Texas. We have 4 kids. 7 grandkids and 6 great grandkids. So we've got a big family and live all over the world. They live from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia to Maui, Hawaii, and they are just spread out across the world. So we have a wonderful, wonderful big family that's a blessing to both Judy and I. But welcome to everyone. I see some familiar faces. Gosh, I see Nellie. Oh gosh, I haven't seen Nellie. Welcome to you and Mercy and all the Kenyan team. So much, always happy to see you here. But I'm going to turn this back over to Claudia, and she will kick this off, and we'll have a fun little hour today, catching up on information.
Yes, Michael. So this is the best co-host that I have for today's topic, which is daily goals and action plans, because Michael is a very, very knowledgeable person on this topic. So my name is Claudia Bohorquez, and I come from Canada. I'm actually originally from Colombia, South America. So yes, I speak Spanish, but I've lived in Canada for almost 23 years. I love both countries. But now I'm here. My family's here. I am a wife. I am a mom of 2 beautiful children. And I'm also a daughter of an amazing 82-year-old woman that is the caregiver of the whole household. So thanks to her, I'm able to live and fulfill my purpose in life, which is to bring network marketing to every home in the world that I can, so that we can give people the freedom that they can through health, through wellness, through service, and especially I focus a lot on time well spent with your family. So there's got to be a balance in all of them, and that is what I thrive for, to be that person and to be an example to others, to be that person, and especially to teach my children that there are other options. I was employed I was employed my whole life, but here in Canada for 15 years to an amazing, great network marketing company, but I was in the corporate side. So I wasn't really free. I was still tied to believing that the job and going up in status and going up in salary was what was going to bring me the freedom. And it gave me a lot of good things, and it gave me a lot of material things. But when my baby was born, I realized that I did not have the freedom that I wanted. So I left that job, jumped into the wagon of being an entrepreneur, and I have loved this life. It's not the easiest one, but I do want to teach, and I think I have done it properly. My child is now 10. And my daughter is 12, and I have done properly to give them the option. You want to study? That's great. You want to work for someone? That's going to be great too. The important thing is to be happy. But what mommy does is she works for herself. She works to help others create businesses around the world. And I want to have it very clear, because that's part of the topic for today also, which is goals and daily tasks. But I wanted to start with something before the daily goals and tasks. And I asked Michael, if he gives me 10 minutes to start, and then we'll start the conversation, just because I have been in an era for the past few months of rebranding myself. So I'm just going to actually show you a quick presentation. It's easier for me to do it presentation mode, where I just wanted you to take a couple of notes if you like. Let's see, slow computer. It's building up. And it's just 7 quick slides. And why I want you to work before the goals and daily actions part, when I was building the presentation, was because you cannot have a goal and you cannot create the roadmap of the daily task if you don't know where you are going. You need to build a map, but the map is built based on the final destination. So if you don't know your final destination, you cannot build on the topic that we have for today. Okay, so what happened in the past few weeks is that I needed to analyze my brand. So who am I? And that's why I titled this slide, how do others really see you? So how do you show yourself in different groups and communities? Like, you are a being that shows itself different sometimes when you are in church, when you are with your family at home, when you are with your extended family, cousins and uncles, so sometimes you wear these hats and you are these different kind of persons. But it is very important that as an entrepreneur, you have an image and a brand that is consistent. So people have to know your brand, who J. Michael Smith is. So Michael said, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, I am a business owner. I know he owns restaurants. And because we are in network marketing, he didn't say that part, but he actually should also talk about the network marketing part, which is where I'm going with this. Because I asked, we assume, and it's okay because we are in a network marketing room, we are in a meeting, so we're just assuming, but I want everybody to, from now on, add it to your resume, because we are forgetting to declare it to our own self, that that's what we are. And so don't let anybody, even your brain, assume something that you are not declaring with your voice. This is when you have something in your head, in your heart, in your passion, but you do not make it a word, you have not created that world. And many of you know that this is the first thing that God has given us, which is the word. I mean, we create worlds with our word, whatever we say. And that's why we have to be so careful with the things that we say. We have to be careful with things that we think, but once they're out of our mouth, we have created a world. And so sometimes we say things to ourselves that are not good. And sometimes we say great things. This is what we are about, empowering and all of this. So please, from now on, I want you to write your own resume every day in the morning and declare yourself what you are. And I want to tell you all that first and above all, I am a network marketer, and I am proud of that. And I am a mom, and I am a daughter, and I am a child of God, and I am a person in the community. But don't forget to say that you are a network marketer, because we have been forgetting this for a long time. And the next thing is you want to always look at the vision and the mission that you have and your values. And so people get a little confused with this because they say, but I'm not a business, this is for companies. Well, in fact, we are a company and we are a business. So we need to make sure that, we have that clear. We are a company, we are a business, and we have a mission statement and a vision. And so create your mission, create your vision, work with your upline on this, and also know your values, because these are the ones that define you. So the mission is a declaration of the things that you do every day. The vision is what you want to leave as a legacy or for the world. Your values is what people see you. And my values, because I've been working on this this project for not the project of for life, but the project of branding myself. I have been coached for the past few months, not even months, like a year, and I have them clear. I represent love, balance, peace, faith, and movement. And I added movement 3 months ago because it was about getting unstuck. I want to get unstuck, and I want to help people get unstuck. So I want you to work on that as a homework. I'm not going to go too deep into that. You can Google it. I'm just going to tell you my mission and my vision. So my vision is to empower and inspire others to be the best version of themselves through balance. And so if you ask my friends, and I did the exercise, does this represent me? Then they will say yes or no. And this is the exercise that you must and should do. The other part is the mission. And so my mission is partnering with a company, and I already have it. It's for life. And with this company, this vehicle that I have been given, I will help families prove that there's a better option for health, for finances, for better time with families, and for service. And so I already have my vision, my mission, and my values. And this part now we can start with Mike. And so the other thing you want to make sure you know is the mission and the vision of your partner. So you want to know what is the vision of For Life and the mission of For Life, and see if you are aligning with the mission and the vision that you are partnering with. So with that, I'm gonna okay, I'll do this one, and then I'll stop this part and then just retake it. Actually, no, I'll finish this, and then I'll start conversation with Mike. So once you know who you are and how people see you, and you know for yourself who you are, I am a network marketer. That's how I want people to see me. I am also a health and wellness coach, and I also want them to see me as that. But the most important thing is, how do they see you at the beginning? Like, what is the first thing that comes to a person's mind when you ask them, how do you see me professionally? And so as I was doing this exercise, I saw that a lot of people were answering that they saw me as a coach, and they were right. For the past 3 years, I've been branding myself as a coach. I've started a coaching business, and I forgot completely to remind them and remind myself that above all, I was a network marketer. It doesn't mean that I'm not a coach. It just means that I need to rebrand and turn around what I want people to see me as. And so I want you to ask yourself, do you want them to see you as a let's talk to Michael, restaurant owner or network marketer? If you are Dr. Regina wants him to be seen as a doctor and a network marketer, 50-50, that's fine. Or does he want to be seen as a network marketer that also does for the, you know, for the sorry, who also, can't say that with doctors, who also is a doctor? Or Bansi, I'm sure she's already in the room. She is a lawyer, but she's also a coach. And Bansi is a great example. I mean, because I always see that she is always branding herself as a motivation coach. Jesse is also a great example because they balance very well that they're network marketing and they're network marketing coaches, and they're also coaching for empowering and motivation. So once you have that defined, now you have the map of where you're going. Then you start your daily tasks. Daily tasks, very easy. Michael's going to go a little bit more in deep with this. You make a plan, you write it down. If you don't write it down, it's not going to happen. Then you separate what is urgent from what's important. Michael can touch a little bit more on that in a minute. He's very good on this. 80-20 rule, 80% of your time will go into the most urgent things, and the important ones, 20% will be in all the other ones, the ones that are really not going to get done. Or 80 on your urgent, 20 on your important ones, the other ones are going to get done the next day. Start with the most difficult one, and data, analyze the results. You should do this daily, and the roadmap should be done daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, in 5 years. You are a business. You can, Michael again can touch on this. He had a restaurant. When he asked the bank for a loan, he was going to present a business plan. He was going to ask for money. This was an investment that they were going to do in him. You should treat yourself the same way as if you were going to a bank to ask for money. And you should say, I'm going to make a business plan about myself so I can present it, and just try the exercise. Say, what's going to be my results in 5 years? Start with 5 years. How much is, if you were talking to an investor that says, okay, I'm going to put money on you, but what's going to happen in 5 years? You should already know what is going to happen with you in 5 years, how much your projection of your check is going to be. And then you go back and you say, well, to reach that, I'm going to do this yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. And again, like I said, you just start with today. It doesn't matter if you have been 5 years with her life or 10 years with her life. Today, you start. And so you work with today and you say, okay, today, this is what I have. And then what? And then again, go back. On my first month, this is what I will have. On the third month, 6 months. So all you do is a projection. And to finish, what my advice, which is something I started this week, is you get together with great knowledgeable people to analyze that plan. Sometimes it's your upline, sometimes it's a couple of cross lines, sometimes it's your husband, whoever you want. A mastermind group normally is 3, 4, up to 6 people, no more. They can't get too big. And it's different than coaching. Sometimes with your upline, you receive coaching. With mastermind groups, what you do is you cross coach each other. And the benefits are that you hold yourself accountable to those people. And why I touched on this is because J. Michael has always been part of my mastermind group. He's part of, always I'm discussing with him, Michael, this is what I'm going to do. This, what do you think about doing this? And so sometimes you just have to have those great people around that you analyze things with, to create that daily task and to create those goals that you want in life. So Michael, turning it over to you. Nope, you're muted.
There we go. Thank you, Claudia. That's great. I like that quick presentation. You were going through there. I go, wow, this is how I've lived my life, business life. As I said earlier, I've been a businessman all my life. And so that's exactly how I've lived my life for the last, 50 years since I've been a businessman. I'm in my, anyway, yeah, absolutely right. And it's about organization. Once you move into business ownership, you have to have a change of mindset. And I know so many of you in this room have already transitioned into that. Jesse, Dr. Gina, you, Claudia, so many of it, that a mindset of a business owner versus a employee. There's a big different mindset from there, because as an employee, you go to work and you do what is expected of you, the standard operating procedures of, if you work for a bank, if you work for a dry cleaners, if you work for a restaurant, you do what they tell you to do, and you go home and you get paid and go home. But as a business owner, you're in charge. You're the key. When you wake up in the morning, what time do you open up your business? Is it 7 a.m.? Is it 10 a.m.? That's the flexibility we have as business owners. We get to choose. And if you're part-time, that's great too. Many of you in here have other positions. Fancy is an attorney. Dr. Gina is a doctor. And so I understand you are working your for-life business in conjunction with your linear or your business of being an employee, with the hope, I think, many of you, of replacing that with our model. And that's what I did. As a restaurant owner, I was really an employee too. Yes, I owned the restaurant, but I was tied to a brick and mortar business, and I transitioned into marketing in 2008. Maintained my restaurants until just a couple of years ago, and where I ended up selling or closing all of my restaurants. Today, I am a network marketer, 100% network marketer. So now let's talk about For Life a little bit and how I organize my For Life business real quickly. what I do is divide my month into 3 sections. The 1st through the 10th, 10th through the 20th, and the 20th through the end of the month, whether it's 28, 30, or 31 days. So those are three periods in my month that I work intentionally. 1st through the 10th is when I'm contacting and talking to my immediate downline. Immediate, I mean 1, 2, 3, and even sometimes 4th level. Dave has trained on this. He trained on this, by the way. Know your downline. If you don't have a downline yet, you're just getting started. But if you have a level 1, a level 2, or level 3, know every single person in that downline. Many of them, I level 1, or I didn't know personally, they were brought in by other people. And so I make a point to know for somebody see down on level 4, lives in Wyoming. Her husband's Bob. They have 2 dogs in Wyoming. They are a preferred customer. So I will treat her differently every month, but I do treat her, I contact her every month. And that's what I do through the 1st to the 10th, 1st through the 10th. And Judy and I do this too. Now, what's wonderful about For Life is the flexibility that For Life gives us in running and organizing our business. As we, most of us in here, I know and assume that you're on our loyalty program, whether it be at 100 life points or 125 life points, whatever you choose. When do you put your loyalty order in? For Life allows us to do it between the 1st and the 20th. And this is important to me. My business is what now that I've sold my restaurants, my For Life business is what supports me. It's what's going to pay my mortgage. It's what's going to help me pay my electric bill. So I pay my business rent. I look at my For Life loyalty order sometimes as my rent. I paid thousands of dollars a month to open every month to my landlord to open my restaurant. Well, we are so blessed that we just have to buy 100 life points a month. Judy and I choose to do that on the 1st day of the month. The very 1st day of the month is when our loyalty order goes in. Again, you have through the 20th, but I encourage you as you build a team, if you're just getting started in For Life, you can start it on the 20th with your loyalty order and spend up to the 20th in time to make some money to pay that loyalty. As you grow up to builder, lead, diamond, keep moving your loyalty order closer to the 1st of the month so your business is building quickly. And so when I wake up in the morning on the very 1st day of November, when I woke up on the 1st day of November, I looked at my app and I looked at my reports. I was already a builder on the very 1st day because 3 of my people also, 3 of my personally sponsored folks, Judy's one of them, also did their order on the 1st day of the month. So I woke up with over 1,000 life points and was a build the 1st day of the month. So the 1st to the 10th, I look at that. By the 10th of the month, I've contacted everyone in my organization, and I will, whether it be usually 1 through 4, I focus on levels 1 through 4. And after the 10th, between the 10th and the 20th is when I'm starting to build and helping them reach their goals. I know between the 1st and the 10th what everybody's goal is below me. As a preferred customer, I know that they're going to reorder this, what they're going to try this, they're going to try some of the new products that we just released. So on preferred customers, I look at my builders, I look at my builder elites, I look at my diamonds underneath me. We all have different, so I treat each one individually. So I do that between the 1st and the 10th. 10th to the 20th is when we're building it, helping them also get their organization going. When are their loyalty orders going in? And so that's what we do from the 1st to the 10th, or through the 20th, 20th through the 30th. Now it's everybody is looking at where they are doing our reports. Are they rank advancing? How close are they to making a new rank advancement that month? Do we really have to put in some overtime, do more presentations, more Zooms to help that person go from builder to builder elite to diamond. Diamond is the very first rank that I personally is the most important rank in our company. And in many cases, it is the most important rank for all of us in our company, no matter what. We constantly are searching and building diamonds, whether you're a platinum or a builder elite. So that's what I do and how I break down my month. I use calendars. I use, whether you use the old-fashioned day timer, I use those for many, many years in my restaurant industry. So I flipped over to Monday the 14th, and I had all these things on my calendar. Now I use my phone, use the app. I use my phone. Everything pops up. How do I keep in touch? I do use some technology too. Some of you know I'm a contact mapper. Want to know more about contact mapping? It's available all over the world. It is an app. There is a free version. But I wake up this morning and my contact mapping app says, don't remember you've got Claudia at 11 o'clock, Mentor Monday. Follow up with Ben. Follow up, you've got an appointment at 2 o'clock. That keeps track for me. I don't have to keep it in my head. I keep it in my calendars and my maps. So I do consider, Claudia always says I'm organized. Sometimes I don't feel organized, but I do prioritize family. That's on my calendar too. So if I have a grandchild who has a birthday, or if I've got whoever, our Sundays, we block off time for family and church. That's priority. So that's on my calendar too. So you do break your calendars down between personal and business. But when I'm in business, I start working. I work till I close the door of that business, whatever time I choose to at the end of the night. And with having an international business, sometimes that's late at night. But that's kind of how just a quick overview. And I wasn't that quick, but I've done that for 50 years. Back to the goal setting. Yes, you do want to set yearly, usually around, in most cases on the Thanksgiving weekend. For the last 25 years, I've had my Thanksgiving on a Thursday with family, and then Friday afternoon, Saturday and Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend, I look at my next year's goals, reevaluate this year's, and build on next year's goals. So that's what I'll do in this Thanksgiving weekend, work on my 2023 goals, and then break them down. One thing I've noticed though, and I noticed it when Claudia, you had it exactly right. Daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, 5-year plans. Used to be, you could make 5-year plans and work the plan and tweak it a little bit every year, tweak it a couple times a year maybe. Now I have found, with the way we have moved into the global digital economy, 5-year plans are not as easy because things change so fast today. It's so fast. How do you even keep up? And you think about our business 5 years ago, when we didn't have an app, we didn't have the technology. 10 years ago, we didn't even have iPhones, or maybe it's 15 years ago. But anyway, things so fast now, you have to constantly update your 5-year plan. And you realize that you're 2 years into your 5-year plan, you've already accomplished 80% of it. So that's how fast we can move in this year in technology. I tell people daily that the global digital economy has changed the world and has created incredible, unlimited amounts of opportunity. And this opportunity that we have for you is just I've been re-energized, of course, going to Connection with Claudia. And we just attended, many of you I saw attended the follow-up Connection training on Saturday. That is available on the USA corporate Facebook page. And we can put the link in there, maybe, Claudia, to rewatch that. Dave and Gabby were one of the hosts of that. They lead our team. And so that's worth, but I've been re-energized that there isn't anything that I know of in the world today better than what we have right today. And Dave Lisenby challenged us to put transfer factor into 3 million homes. over the next 5 years. And I think we're going to join together and accomplish that. But it's all done with daily, weekly, and even sometimes you have to break your day down into sections. But I hope that helps some of you. I'll be glad to talk to each of you individually if you need on creating an organization, a calendar organization. There's so many ways you can do it with Google calendars. Like I said, contact mapping is my go-to. It's been amazing for me. It's really helped me build my business over the last year. So thanks, Claudia. I kind of went long there, but I hope that helped. You're muted too.
I have a slow computer. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, so I'm trying to put not only the link to, but I'm actually putting the link to the website, to the Facebook page. Like Dave said last time, it is important that we're checking daily, because they're, like Michael says, every day they're changing. And they're also doing product training. They're doing social media training. And sometimes it's almost too much for me to keep up, but you know what? Thank God we have 24 hours and we can.
Well, one thing I'll add, and I just remembered something I had wanted to say too. We also have something new now that I've added to my calendar. And I don't know if any of you have been fortunate enough yet to find a brand ambassador. Brand ambassador is a whole new, brand new position within our company that can help you and us as individual business owners build your business. If you don't know about brand ambassadors, there's already some training in that website, on that Facebook page. But my goal is between now and Christmas to have 1 or 2 brand ambassadors. Now, I don't even know that much about it yet, but if I had a brand ambassador underneath me, it's a whole different position. Yeah. They don't even have to buy products. They sell products. They're influencers. They're digital marketers. And For Life has created that position. Search out brand ambassadors. And if it's something you want to add to your team, go for it. If you don't want, that's again the flexibility of our company. We have so many ways we can make money. But I told Dave, I want to have 1 or 2 brand ambassadors on my team before the end of the year and see what they can do. So that's a whole new position that I'm trying to add to my calendar too.
I actually think I have done my first presentation to my nephew, and he just kind of popped to say hello, and I went, Jacob, he's in his first year of university, and very bright kid, and very handsome, very popular at school. So I already knew without asking, most of the millennials, they have a lot of followers. And I said, how many followers do you have in your Instagram? He goes, oh, I don't know, Auntie, maybe like 1,500. And I said, oh, how would you like to make 25% just for showing the product 4 times a month? Really? I can do that? And I said, yes, it's that easy. So it was so easy for me that instead of, would you like to get into my business? He's 19, he just started college, and we have a lot of millennials at 19. I'm not saying, but I've already, tried with him, and he didn't bite. But as soon as I just said, how would you like to make 25% just for posting 4 times a month? He's like, yeah, I'm interested. And so it was great. We haven't worked on the process, but what is incredible was that my niece, who is 30 and she's a great influencer, she asked me. So I didn't have to go to her. She said she's already a customer. She buys from her mom, but then she said, Auntie, I'm interested in finding out more about the brand ambassador program, because I think it's great. I can just show it in my media already. And so, Michael, you're right. So let's go back to the topic so we can open mics. It's your time now to start asking. And I want to start with Trisha Wenjala is asking a question, and it's important because the other thing I always want to do in this international Zoom room, Lorenco, there's a lot of meetings in Kenya. I don't think there's any in Uganda, so you would be linking to a lot of the meetings in this English Zoom room, and a lot of them are in Kenya, some I think in Ghana, but most of them led with the great Kenyan team. The Lorenco is Dr. Gina and Jesse, a guest for Alicia, and he is here for the first time, and this is his second meeting, and that's why I'm directing to him. So also talking to Trisha. Trisha says, how do I sign up new customers in USA or UK or Canada? Trisha, sign up in Canada if I'm in Africa. It is very simple. And Trisha, I want to know who your upline is. But what I like is that she's got this mindset of what we're looking for, which is you have a whole world to work. And this is why you need to be very organized with those 24 hours and with those 30 or 31 days of the month. Because sometimes, like Michael says, I used to work more with the Kenyan team and trying to find people in Kenya until I found out for myself that it was not really a good fit as a mom, because I was waking up at 4 a.m. and trying to connect with the people at times that were not fit for the family moment. Maybe even now it would be better, because that was 3 years ago. But I just wanted to make sure I got home. I got in bed. At the time my child was getting in bed, and I would put him in bed, and they still work until midnight or 1 a.m. It was just too much. So what happens is you also need to define, what countries you want to work. So Trisha, registering in the process is very, very easy. But what you want to make sure you do, let go up the stairs safely. And what you want to make sure that you do is we can talk to you, Trisha, about how to fill out the registration for the new person. But what you want to make sure that you do is that you put in your calendar, just like Alicia did with Lorenco, when are the meetings that are going to be able to support this person? You see, because Alicia is in Paraguay, but her guest is in Uganda. So for her, just like us, is daytime, but for Uganda is already nighttime. So there's a lot of other things that are nice to touch on today's subject, which is you are an international business owner. And I love the sound of that. And as international, you want to make sure that all these, let's call them franchises that you're opening around the world, have the best customer service, that they're being served, and that they are able to serve their customers, their new team members. And so you want to make sure you have a lot more information that is just, how do I sign up a person? The other thing that you have, Trisha, is support from people in USA or UK. You want to make sure you have somebody that you are connecting. So J. Michael would be the person to go to with that, in our team, Dave Daughtry's Ambassadors in Motions team. You can use Michael as your third leg, meaning people always believe you, but they believe you even more if you have a third person saying that what you're saying is true. So this is just a testimonial, right? So Michael can say, I was a business owner, but I love network marketing because it gives me a lot more freedom to do the things that I do. And same for, I can support you, Trisha, even though I'm in Canada, but it's the same market as North America, right? And so you also want to have alliances of, well, if it's a business owner, I always like to ask Mike. But if it's a mother, I like to ask Claudia, because Claudia is not that Mike is not, good to speak to mothers. But sometimes you want to have 2 or 3 people, like, if I'm talking about health, I'll call Dr. Regina because he's more knowledgeable. But if I'm talking to a woman that is, thinking about maybe leaving her job, and I want to put her with Jessie, right? Jessie from Africa, because she's an empowerer, and she's also a very experienced person in the immune system, but she's the woman that has brought people from, a life of I can earn daily to I can earn residual, right? So you want to make sure you have the right people to put in place to have a conversation with your prospect, your lead, your potential new member, whatever you want to call it. Lorenco has a question. Let's let Michael answer that. Yes, Michael, he says, is it possible to work from USA and Canada under this company? So Michael, I'll let you talk so people don't get tired of my voice.
Okay. Yeah, that's the beauty of this company. And it's a learning process to this company. I didn't realize how global this company was when I did start in 2015. I'm looking at my little town here in Texas. And I'm thinking, my gosh, I can build a business in Texas here. I'm thinking the mind frame of my restaurant business. I've got to get everybody in my town to come eat at my restaurant. But I slowly, Dave started telling me about how he had visited 100 countries and built a business all over the world. And my business started slowly to expand into other markets. But yes, whether you're living in Kampala, Uganda, Nairobi, Kenya, Johannesburg, South Africa, or Colombia, or Japan, or anywhere in the world, you can build a for life business in any of those countries. And that's a whole different training. But our websites that are given to us free, our websites are part of our package. You just click on a country up on the top and it changes your website into that language, all the products that are available. It's so, again, it's the digital marketing place. Did not have this 10, 20 years ago, but my gosh, our company is an international business. As Dave said on Saturday, the company has paid 2.6 billion US dollars in commissions over the last 25 years. So if I sell a product in Barcelona, Spain, off my website, somebody buys me, I get in Barcelona, Spain. And so yes, if you're living in Africa, you want to build a business in the United States, Canada, or Europe, or anywhere in the world, you can do it. Just a learning process. If you want to build in South Africa, I would definitely tell you to get in touch and contact Beverly. I believe she's still in here. Yes, I see her up there, Beverly. Beverly is the manager of our office and distribution center and training center in Johannesburg. She's been managing that office for I believe 8 years is what she said today. She can help you train, teach anybody that you have in Johannesburg or South Africa in joining the team. So in Nairobi, Kenya, Dr. Ujina is the manager of that office, but he has a huge team of professionals working in Nairobi and Kenya, growing that market. And it's just a dynamic team that I've watched just explode over the last 6 years. So, and it's going to continue to grow. But so that's a long.
I'm not sure if that's my signal, Michael's. If somebody can let me know if it's me or him that it's getting cut off. I think it was my signal or it's him. Okay, so let's open mics. Michael, your signal comes and goes, but anyway, we are finished with the top.
I'll check my
check your
connection. Web.
Lorenco, the next step for you, since you are our new guest, please let me know if there's any other brand new guests today in this meeting. Please let me know if you are a member and you see your new guest, or for now, we'll talk to Lorenco, because Lorenco, you are the special guest for tonight because you are brand new. You are the person that is deciding if this is for you. So now we're going to close with just concentrating a couple of minutes on just you. And I'll tell you that you have been invited to the greatest journey of your life, because if you have never been in network marketing and you have never joined any other network marketing and you're still trying to understand this process, the first thing I want to tell you is that you have now, and from now on, all these brothers and sisters from around the world. And you're like, how is this lady from Canada telling me this? Like, I don't even know her. And let me tell you that as you continue coming into the meetings, that is my first invitation, continue looking at what is happening and you'll start seeing this trend, which is like what Claudia said is right. What Alicia from Paraguay said is right. These people are treating me like a family. We are not competing with you. This is not, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to compete to get a better job with better salary. No, in this business, we are all here to help each other. This is why I said to Trisha, I am here to help you. I'm not sure who Trisha is. I think she's maybe new also. I don't recognize her name. And I said, Trisha, please contact me after the meeting. If you have a lead in the United States, Michael or I can help you. Lorenco, I don't make any money from helping Trisha Wanjara from Africa. I don't even know her. Yeah, but she's brand new too. Okay, very good. So Trisha, so this meeting is for Lorenco, who hasn't started, and you who have already started but are brand new. So I don't know Trisha. She's just introducing herself right now. And I don't know you, but what I can promise you in front of all these people, which they will make the same promise, is that we are here to hold your hand until you're ready to walk. And when you're ready to walk, you will hold other person's hand, and then you'll start running, and then the chain will continue. But in the meantime, you are like a baby coming to a family, and we want to teach you, we want to train you, we want to educate you, we want to motivate you, and we also want you to understand the concept, because sometimes it's not as easy. We have been trained to understand that we work in a world where you will earn for the degrees that you have, that you will work for the time that you give. And it is not like this in every job. You have found something that is not like this. You have found something where you are going to build and plant once. The other day, somebody gave this example, and I thought it was fantastic. I don't know if it was in this meeting, but he said, or she said, it is like planting a yard with some mango trees. And so, yeah, you're gonna have to take care of the mango trees at the beginning. You don't see anything, right? And you're watering, and this is when you're starting to work on finding people like us, people that want something different. And you're watering that mango trees, and though you don't see those mangoes, they're not growing, and you're like, oh, when are they gonna come? But Lorenco, the difference is that when the mango trees grow, you'll be able to eat out of them. But you know what the beauty of it is? And this is the difference, because up until there, you may be saying, okay, I understand the analogy, but here's the beauty of this kind of business. Next year, the trees will grow again, and the work was minimal. And the next year, the trees will grow, and guess what? More will grow, and more seed that fell without you sometimes doing a lot will grow, and it will feed you and your family and your town. It's your decision how big your garden is, but it will feed so many people. And at one point, you're going to be crossing your arms, and you're like, I cannot believe when I first planted that mango tree, what was going to happen, because they'll just grow on their own. And so this is what happens. We are all under one team, under one man that you already heard, Dave Daughtry. All of us are his mango trees. Can you imagine that? And so we are building to give this message the way that he gave it 25 years ago when he first joined For Life, and he started planting his little mango garden. And so Lorenco, welcome. Trisha, if you want to say hello to us and tell us who invited you, who is your upline, I would love to get to know you just a little bit more before we close. Trisha Wanjala, if you are okay with opening your mic.
Hi, Claudia. Thank you for the warm welcome. So as I mentioned, this is my first training like this. I was invited by, I'm in Dr. Ojina's group. And so I saw he posted the invitation there. So I joined, and my upline is a lady called Mrs. Kigan here in Nairobi. And actually the story of why I joined For Life, it's interesting because I didn't even know it was a multi-level marketing company. I had just heard from a doctor in Spain who I started working with about a year ago. She said all her patients have to take transfer factor because that's the one supplement that she sees has helped them, whatever chronic condition they have, go into remission. She's not affiliated with For Life, but she says we have to take transfer factor. So I was in Nairobi and I was looking, where can I find this transfer factor? So I Googled and I found the For Life website, and I started trying to bring some individually just for my own use. And 2 weeks ago, I found that Dr. Ojina has been running a thriving office here, with all the 200 transfer factor products since 2017. And I was so thrilled because now I don't have to try and ship things from the US. And so I've been sending friends and family to him. And so Today, he actually mentioned to me on the phone that, yes, you actually get a commission and you get bonuses. I said, what? Oh, this is great. So I'm here willing to learn and ready to grow and to run with it because I already believe in the product.
Wow. Trisha, thank you for closing with that as we have our few last minutes, because we did not focus on the amazing product we have. So Lorenco, the invitation is tomorrow, not same time, 1 hour later, right? Sorry, no, same time. Tomorrow, sorry, we changed in America. Tomorrow, Lorenco, we have Health Talk with Dr. Gina. Alicia will guide you. Tomorrow, don't miss Health Talk with Dr. Gina. He is our mentor and leader in Africa. We all very thankful and we admire him very, very much. So don't miss Health Talk, because he will tell you more about transfer factor and why, you know, the company is different than any other company that you will get to know. So Trisha, we are so excited to have you in the family. Lorenco, you need to register quickly and just start you earning as you learn. Like Trisha, you see, Trisha started saying, what? I'm going to make a commission? You know, just believe in Alicia. Alicia Codas has been a long time in for life. Let her hold your hand and start walking with us, Lorenco. Okay, don't wait anymore. And then tomorrow, oh, by the way, for those of you that didn't hear, Lorenco is finishing his career tomorrow, his studies. So we want to also honor all those years that you have studied. This is not something we're telling you to stop doing what you're doing. Dr. Gina continues being a doctor, and I'm sure Trisha continues doing what she does. Is just another way to create and generate income while you do what you studied and what you love. So with that, Michael, let's close it up, or I want to open up the mic for anybody else that wants to say something. Maybe Dr. Gina wants to say something to welcome Trisha to this first international meeting, or anybody else that wants to say anything. And if not, Michael can close. Anybody?
Anybody?
Okay, Mike.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone. This Monday this hour flew by, as they always do. Welcome, Trisha. Boy, your story, I love your story. And that's a story that needs to be spread. Use that story. What an amazing story you just shared. Welcome to the team, and looking forward to getting to working with you more here. If you want to help, like Claudia said, we are dedicated to the success of everyone in this room. And while we're building individual businesses, and this is one of the most dynamic teams. We're blessed to be led by Dave and Gabriella Daughtry. I really feel blessed that I'm on that team. And so it is a dynamic team. We're all here for your success and our success, and we do work as a team. So, and this team wins. This is a winning team. I have no doubt that we're going to continue to win. So thank you everyone for taking time out of your evening, your morning, or whatever time it is where you are. Let's have a dynamic. Tomorrow's the 15th. We're halfway through the month of November. And so we've got 6 weeks left to really finish out this year with great successes and continued successes. We've had so many great growth and rank advancement stories on this team in Africa and in the US and Colombia and Canada. Let's continue that growth and continue to grow. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you on the next meeting. By the way, Claudia mentioned tomorrow's Health Talk. All these meetings in Spanish, English, and Portuguese are on Dave Daughtry's calendar. So keep that handy. He's looked it up. All the connection Zoom numbers are there. And so one click to join those meetings. So, but don't forget to work with your team too. Those that aren't in this room are just as important as the ones in this room. Reach out to your downline. Call somebody on your first level, second level, third level, or fourth level this afternoon, and just say hi. Find out what they're up to for this week. See you guys. Have a great week. God bless every single one of you. We love you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's
Bye-bye.
great
Bye.
being
Bye-bye.
here.
Thank you very
See you
much.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
you.
Bye, Susie from Belize. Bye, Kenya, South Africa, Uganda, and